Letterkenny, my home away from home. It's known for the Gothic-style street Union's Cathedral with its towering spire. The town's main street is said to be the longest in Ireland. Of course, Letterkenny sits proudly in Ireland, the Emerald Isle, a place with ancient Celtic roots, enough history to make your head spin, and stories older than most countries. It's the birthplace of Halloween, gave the world Bram Stoker the mind behind Dracula, and somehow managed to stack thousands of castles across the countryside without anyone losing the blueprint. Today's adventure had me rolling with the T-Bex fam tour, cruising that lush green highway straight to Glenveagh Castle, a true must-see. Fairytale vibes, perfectly kept gardens, a Gothic orangery, and mountain and lake views. Thanks for joining me, and welcome to the Dronehouse Chronicle, Ageless creator. Just a quick 30-minute drive from Letterkenny, and we rolled into Glenveagh Castle. Entry to Glenveagh National Park is completely free, which already feels like a win. To explore the castle and gardens, you'll need a ticket. Expect roughly £7 for adults, £5 for seniors or concessions, and about £15 for families with kids under 6 getting in free. Fair price for a place that looks like it stepped straight out of a storybook. Glenveagh Castle unfolds through a series of beautifully distinct Victorian-era gardens. You'll wander from the elegant pleasure grounds to the practical walled garden, then step onto the dramatic Italian terraces and into the calm of the Tuscan garden. Add in the unexpected Himalayan gardens filled with rhododendrons and rare plants, and you've got a remarkable contrast. All of it sits right in the middle of Donegal's wild landscape, refined beauty meeting untamed nature. The elegant pleasure grounds are laid out with long, winding paths that lead through Himalayan, Belgian, and Chinese-inspired garden areas. The walkways are finished with pebbled, compacted sand, making them wheelchair and walker-friendly. Unless the weather has been extremely wet, getting around is smooth and comfortable, letting you enjoy the gardens without worrying about the footing. The Italian terrace is a grand classical showpiece with formal planting that adds a refined neoclassical elegance to the grounds. It's the perfect spot to pause, take a seat, and let the scenery do the heavy lifting. Nature at its finest with a little old-world polish. Stepping into the Himalayan garden, you're surrounded by a rich collection of rhododendrons and azaleas, bursting with color and texture. It's vibrant, immersive, and a little wild in the best way. One quick tip though, if rain or bad weather is in the forecast, waterproof boots are your friend. Trust me, you'll be glad you wore them. At Glenveagh Castle, there's a walk for every pace. The garden trail is an easy, accessible 1-kilometer loop through the formal gardens. If you want to stretch things out, the scenic lakeside walk runs 3.5 kilometers one way, offering beautiful views of Lough Veagh. For a longer outing, the bridle path is an 11-kilometer return hike with stunning lake and mountain scenery. And if you're feeling adventurous, you can continue deeper into the park toward the Poison Glen, where the views become truly epic. If I had to choose a favorite, it would be the walled garden. It's an ornamental potager, beautiful and practical at the same time, with flowers, herbs, vegetables, and a few fountains mixed in for good measure. Designed as a traditional Jardin potager, it blends visual elegance with everyday purpose, supplying the castle kitchen while still looking like a work of art. The variety here is impressive. Apple trees, including the Discovery variety, sit alongside pears, plums, cherries, apricots, mulberries, medlars, and quince. Add in berries like strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, red currants, black currants, and gooseberries, and you start to understand why this garden feels both alive and deeply intentional. A space where beauty and usefulness grow side by side. While exploring the castle and its famous gardens inside Glenveagh National Park, keep an eye out for the smaller trails that drift toward the lake's edge. Follow them, and you'll discover one of Glenveagh's best-kept secrets. Hidden near the shore is an outdoor swimming pool, built by the castle's last owner and heated using water pipes connected directly to the castle's boiler. With sweeping views across Lough Veagh, it was an incredibly luxurious, slightly eccentric touch for its time and one enjoyed by notable guests, including Greta Garbo. Proof that even in wild Donegal, someone was thinking about a warm swim with a view. The gift shop at Glenveagh Castle is well worth a stop. It's filled with unique Irish crafts, local artisan goods, and thoughtful souvenirs like art prints, books, and locally made treats. There's a strong focus on sustainable, handmade pieces, many created by local artists and inspired by Donegal's rugged beauty. It's the perfect place to pick up a meaningful memento from your visit to the national park. And as tradition goes, I always grab my mom a postcard. I was happy to see they had some ready to go, mission accomplished. Now it was time to warm up and step inside for the Glenveagh Castle tour. These guided tours run about 45 minutes and offer a deeper look into the castle's rooms, stories, and history. There's a small fee separate from the free park entry, and it's well worth it if you want the full picture. Tickets are available at the visitor center and are typically around £5. Tours generally run seasonally from March through October and can be booked on arrival. That said, if you're visiting during the busy summer months, arriving early or booking ahead is a smart move. Glenveagh tends to draw a crowd, and for good reason. The tour guides do a great job bringing Glenveagh's history to life, sharing fascinating insights about who owned the castle, who visited over the years, and all the stories that come with it. One fun bit of trivia: Marilyn Monroe and John Wayne were once guests here, which somehow makes the place feel even more legendary. And for people like me, they don't skip the important question either. Are there any ghosts roaming the castle grounds? Whether you believe or not, those little details add just the right amount of mystery to an already unforgettable place. I truly enjoyed the tour. It was perfectly paced, not too short, and most importantly, not too long. Just the right amount of time to take it all in without ever feeling rushed. There's also a small cafe on-site offering light food and drinks, perfect for powering you through the tour, especially if breakfast didn't quite make the cut that morning. A very welcome stop before or after exploring the castle. And with that, I'll wrap up this part of the journey. From Letterkenny to Glenveagh, this day was all about slowing down, soaking it in, and letting Donegal show off a little. Castles, gardens, quiet paths, and stories that linger longer than the walk itself. In the final episode, I'll shift gears and take you along to the TBEX conference, where travel creators from around the world come together, and then spend my last day in Dublin before heading home. A different pace, a different energy, but still very much part of the same adventure. Thanks for coming along with me on this adventure, and remember, like and subscribe to the channel, and as always, keep it simple and keep moving.